a slew of very interesting new polling that came out yesterday. First, we saw from Monmouth, this is our first national poll. It confirms a crazy dynamic about this race, which is that currently Joe Biden is beating Donald Trump's seniors nationwide at 54-43%. Wow. That is an 11-point margin for a group that actually voted for Trump by nearly 54% last time around, Krystal. So having an 11-point drop. Now, of course, seniors vote. They tend to vote. They especially vote in Florida, Arizona, Georgia, not just out of the Sun Belt, but also in Pennsylvania. I mean, if you think about the definition of a distressed community, usually what it means is the old people are there and the young people all left and they all went to go live in the suburbs or the city or in Houston or wherever.
Right.
And so those people vote in those places as well. And overwhelmingly, this Bob Woodward thing is not going to help.
No, it's not going to help.
Like, if there's one group that cares a lot about coronavirus and continues to care more than everybody else, even though everybody cares a lot about it, it's seniors. I showed that polling a couple of weeks ago, which showed that seniors are more concerned about, or whose chief concern is coronavirus, is like 84%, right? And then having them correlate there with the Biden presidency or a Biden candidacy, you can see exactly why that they're doing this.
That is absolutely the case. And I have to say, I think that the visuals of the, at the RNC having everybody together without masks, at the Trump campaign rallies having everybody together without masks, like whatever the top level messaging about, oh, of course he takes it seriously and of course he's doing a great job, is completely undermined by those visuals. And yeah, Bob Woodward doesn't help because it completely, crystallized this idea that no, he knew. He knew it was airborne, he knew it was deadly, and what he told the public in those early critical months was something completely different, and he didn't do what needed to be done to keep people safe in those early days. So this is the one demographic that you can really point to. I mean, on the Trump side, Latinos have moved a little bit towards him, which is what is this is the great irony, right? Mm-hmm. What is keeping Trump in the game right now is improvements among people of color.
I know. Young people of color.
It's like the white people who are saving Joe Biden, which is just, it's the irony of ironies. But if you wanted to have one group really come out strong for you, seniors always show up. Yep. Pandemic, rain, shine, snow, these individuals will find a way to vote. So it's a very encouraging sign for Joe Biden. We also, speaking of seniors, got a slew of polling with a super sample of seniors from AARP of a whole bunch of different battlegrounds. Let's go ahead and throw these tweets up on the screen. Overall, you see, roughly a similar picture to what we've been having. Michigan +7 for Biden, Wisconsin +5, Pennsylvania +3, narrow lead in Arizona, tied up in North Carolina. Let's move down to the next one. We've got Georgia. That's actually a good result for Biden, given the totality of the polling, which seemed to be a little bit soft for him in some of the other states compared to other polls that we've seen. Very good result in Colorado, too, +10. I mean, it would be a shocker if Trump pulled off Colorado. I don't think that's in play at all. Nor is Maine +14. Couple of Senate polls, too. Iowa +2 for Trump, I think, is roughly where we'd expect it to be. Joni Ernst with a little bit of a lead there. Montana, Trump doing well, though maybe not as well as one would expect. Right. An interesting Montana Senate poll with Steve Bullock, the Democrat, still in range there of potentially pulling off an upset victory as the former governor of that state and was a top recruit for the DSCC. And here's our last one, Florida +2. So overall, again, sort of roughly in line with what we've been seeing, maybe a little bit less of a positive result for Biden overall, but still, even with that being said, leading significantly in a lot of key states here.
Yeah, that's right. And I've actually seen a new, what I've actually seen is an acronym, which is, very culturally relevant, WAP, which is Wisconsin,
Careful.
Arizona,
Ben Shapiro's going to come after you.
Pennsylvania. As in, those are the three essential toss-up states that we kind of have right now.
Yeah.
And that was basically banking on the idea that Florida would go Trump, but given what we know out of Miami-Dade County and all of that, but given the seniors numbers that we have, you can't necessarily count on that. But if Trump can win Florida and Pennsylvania and Arizona, then he can win the presidency. He wouldn't even necessarily need to win Michigan or others. So if he needs one of those states, those could all put him over the edge. And broadly, that's kind of what we see within the polling as well.
Biden has a lot more paths to 270.
Many paths.
He doesn't have to win Florida, and the polling there has been very close here. You see him with a slight edge.
Right.
It's basically been sort of like tie ball game there because while he's doing so well with seniors, Trump is doing much better with Latinos, like tying up the score with Biden and Latinos in Florida. Wildly different than Hillary Clinton's performance among Latinos there, which is pretty remarkable. It's what is keeping him in the game. But he has to win Florida. If he doesn't win Florida, it's almost impossible for him to be able to pull off the whole thing. Whereas Biden would be nice to win Florida because then you completely knock the guy out. But if he doesn't, there are some other paths there. But look, that was the same thing that we said about Hillary Clinton in 2016. It was like, she has all these paths, and he has just this one path. And that one path was exactly what he did. So we will continue to watch it, and we'll have more Rising for you after this.